What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, and I just got off of work. You know, I was flexing on people at work with my crocodile. I got switched to a morning shift like a few months ago, you know, and I realized, like, man, like, these people don't know the real Skitten. Like, these people don't know how I get down with accessories and makeup and stuff. Like, they see this, you know, and they're like, oh, like, she's a cute girl, like, she can kind of do her makeup. Like, no, bitch, I be doing shit. I'm so tired. I'm so tired in the mornings. I am not a morning person. I'm not about that life. But yeah, it felt good. It felt good. So I decided to share all of this crocodile magnificence with you. I don't know if you can see, but I also have little crocodile earrings, got a crocodile bracelet, got this bomb ass crocodile necklace. We doing things. We doing big things here in the Hovakian household, okay? Anyway, we are here to see the weirdest things that people saw as delivery boys, which I just personally feel like we should change to delivery people, okay? Delivering food is a genderless occupation, okay? And I'm gonna take these off so you guys can see my face, and let's go ahead and get started.
Delivery you ever did? I was delivering a pizza, and after I knocked on the door I heard a faraway voice yell coming. So I waited. After about a minute I hear the same voice a little closer yell, almost there, just wait. This continues for several minutes, with the voice coming closer and closer until the person finally reaches the door and opens it. I'm expecting to see someone at our level. However, instead I'm greeted by a smiling person on the floor who had no legs and dragged themselves across the house to answer the door. I offered to put the pizza inside for them in the kitchen and they were pretty appreciative.
What? Oh my god. But like, you put it in the kitchen for them, but then they had to like drag themselves back to the kitchen? So did you really do them any favor? I mean, yeah, I guess you did them favors, because how would they drag themselves and the pizza? Unless you put the pizza on their back like a turtle shell. God, yeah, no. Somebody get that man some help. Some living help. Damn.
This guy once. I had to ring the doorbell several times before he came to the door. When he got there he didn't really say anything except to come on in real quick. Now you aren't supposed to go in people's houses, but I decided who cares, I can defend myself.
That's how every horror movie starts, you dumb hoe.
I get inside this guy's huge house and it's full of weird crap. There was a full suit of armor right by the door, and somewhere he had this Halloween CD playing creepy, deep-voiced laughs while he's searching.
You're definitely getting fucking murdered.
For his wallet. The biggest dog I've ever seen walks up to me and falls at my feet, pushing me over. So I'm sitting next to a suit of armor petting this huge ass dog, waiting for this middle-aged man to pay me. He gave me a $40 tip. The guy who answered the door looked like he had just seen a ghost and was a little jittery, so I'm pretty sure he was on some kind of drugs. Anyways, he hands me $10 for a $15 bill and tries to go back inside really quick. I realize that he didn't hand me enough money, so I knock on the door and tell the guy he still owed me like $5, so he starts patting his pockets and finally pulls his hand out to as if to give me more money, but has nothing in his hand. He extended his hand to give me this imaginary money and was visually surprised when I wasn't fooled by his trickery. The guy does this 2 or 3 more times before having me call my manager to attempt to use his card to pay, even though I'm sure he knew it wouldn't work. At this point he goes back inside because he just heard his roommate come in and is going to borrow money from him. So I wait, and I wait until I knock again. The guy cracks the door, sees it's me, and closes the door again really quick like he was.
Do you hear that? That's my washing machine. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Oh my God. Are you done now? Are you done? Jesus.
Surprised I didn't go away. Eventually, after about 10 minutes of annoyance and feeling like I might get stabbed, I told the guy I either needed money or the food, which he reluctantly gave back. All in all, a very strange experience.
That's so fucking funny because literally the dude could have just like closed the door and like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, you could call the cops, I guess, but like, and also he gave the, stop. But also he gave the food back, and I'm just like, but you can't do anything with that food because you can't give it to somebody else. Once it goes into somebody else's house, you can't do anything with that. So like, I'm confused. Oh, yeah, very strange.
To the door in a robe. The robe was closed, but I guess he wasn't wearing underwear, because as we're exchanging money, a stream of pee starts to fall between his legs and right onto his own carpet. He doesn't seem to notice, or just doesn't care. I take a big step back out of the splash zone, and he just keeps making small talk while it's happening. Pulled up to this easily $1.50 2 mil house. Lady opens the door and as she's signing the receipt I hear, Bethany, Willis is in the dog food again. This is deep in Louisiana, so this is all in a typical southern drawl. I look behind her and see a man chasing a full-grown pot-belly pig wearing an LSU jersey away from what I assume is the dog food area.
Cute.
Willis returned to the area shortly after. Delivered 30
Cute.
pizzas to an Amish family. About a 35-minute drive.
What?
The entire family met me outside to grab a pizza. I took the rest in and followed them inside to their dining table. The elder of the family gestured to me to sit down with them and he pointed to the one open seat. I realized that they saved me a seat to eat with them. I didn't know too much about the Amish back then, and I wasn't sure how rude it would be to say that and working and shouldn't. I was also thinking, on the other hand, they could have killed me. Remember, I wasn't an educated 16 years old, so I sat down and ate 2 slices of pepperoni pizza with them. I found the girl across the table to be very attractive. They said a prayer of some sort and didn't talk much after that. Just asked my name and how thankful they were for me to drive all that way. I finally had to get back to work. They didn't tip, which was fine. I enjoyed the time with them.
But I'm confused if they're Amish. But if they're Amish, wouldn't they not eat pizza? Do Amish people eat pizza? Do I have any Amish? No, that was a dumb question. Do I have any Amish followers on the internet that Amish people don't use? But like, do Amish people eat pizza? Like, eat delivery pizza, I should say? I don't know. I don't know.
My first month of delivering pizzas, I pull up to a 4plex, 2 floors, 2 apartments per floor, and knock on the correct door. After a minute, an old scruffy Russian sounding guy answers the door and says how much. I told him the total and he walks off to get money. I look over to my right and can see the top of his wife's head poking over the back of a recliner. She is gabbing away with a friend on the phone, going on and on. After a minute or two of listening to her wondering what is taking this guy so long, I hear a change jar being emptied on the counter.
Oh,
this guy seriously is about to
no.
pay me with all change and doesn't even have it counted. Crap. I sighed hard but was thankful we were slow at the time, so I wouldn't really miss out on any money waiting for this guy. So here I am, listening to this old lady blabbing on, not understanding pretty much anything she is saying, while I can hear the old man scooting change around as he counts it. Finally, after a solid 5+ minutes of standing there, the man walks out and says something to his wife in a foreign language. She rotates the chair around so I can clearly see her and there is no phone. I immediately stuck my head inside looking for a phone. I can see the table by the chair is empty, and there is nothing in her hands, on her lap, on the floor. I looked everywhere for this phone. There wasn't one.
Nosy?
She was literally talking to herself the wall. I started going crazy in my head wondering what was going on. She starts talking to the air again, and turns her chair back towards the wall. The guy goes and grabs the money, and hands me a bag. It was filled with nickels and dimes. There was not one quarter, or silver dollar or anything. I just looked at him, bewildered, then to her, mouth slightly agape wondering what was happening. Is 20 cents for you? I said nothing. I turned around with my bag of change and walked back to my
20 cents? A 20-cent tip. What is the point of that? What can I do with 20 cents? Hello, husband. husband. I don't know. Your arm is clearly in this video. The guns, man. Take my He stole my workout shirt. He stole my hoodie.
My car. The whole thing took about 15 minutes, most of which was spent with me standing in a wide open door in the middle of summer listening to a crazy old lady talk to the wall.
Maybe she thinks her husband, maybe like she's talking to her husband. Maybe he can hear her, but he just doesn't talk back.
Was delivering to a neighborhood that typically was kind of sketch, so I always expected no tip or a small one. I rolled up to this lady's house and she said something along the lines of, "I don't have the money and my husband will be here in 20 minutes with some cash." It was the last delivery of the night, so I wasn't worried about taking too long, and then she opened up a garage door. There was a pool table and fridge and TV in there, and she gave me a beer and we played pool until her husband came and gave me the money along with a $20 tip.
A beer?
One of the better nights working that job.
Weren't you a kid? That's illegal.
Strangest I had was a girl who put on her special instructions, "Please tell me I'm pretty." I did. She smiled, said thanks, closed the door, and I never saw her again. Maybe one day I'll get lucky.
I support things like this. She had a need. She was willing to pay to have that need supplied. And, you know, it's a happily ever after.
I know of a kid who was a drug addict that had pizza delivered to his house. Once he heard the doorbell, he walked out his back door with a ski mask on and robbed the delivery driver in front of his own home. After that, he walked back around the home and opened the front door from inside, pretending to be surprised that the guy was robbed. Idiot ended up getting arrested, but it was the worst plan ever hatched by someone I knew.
What? What? Y'all really just be out here dumb like this?
I had a delivery that needed to be signed for and nobody answered the door when I knocked. I went to my car to write a notice slip when a woman starts waving me up and pointing to the back of the house. So I walk back and she isn't there. In fact, nobody is there, so I go knock on the back sliding door. A guy in his 60s weighing at least 300 pounds answers and is wearing nothing but a small elf shirt. He's kinda pulling the front down to cover his balls, but his dogs were barking and he spun around and bent down in their little faces yelling at them. Butthole right in my face.
I should have ended on the last one.
Then he turns back to me and I ask him to sign for his package. He lets go of his shirt, which bounces up to his belly button, and lets his dong and balls fly free. I got the signature and race walked back to the car to get the heck out of there. It was so uncomfortable.
I'm gonna end it off that because that was gross. That made me so uncomfortable. Peace out. Hope it's good to skittin' lit.